Came over that night, we talked about life and I offered advice. Talked about death and drugs and God and told me about all your vices. Told me you hate what your life is, so you just start to feel
So today we have a
lifeless.
special
You are my
guest.
ISIS.
This is
You
the
were just-
second series of On the Record. And we have Matthews with us today.
What's up, Rick?
Good friend of mine. We go back, geez, how long did we go back?
3 years.
3 years, yes.
The birth
3
of
years.
Matthews, actually.
Yeah. So Enrico James, the birth of Enrico James was 2015. So I always keep that in the back of my head. So it's cool that we both like kind of like got back into doing our thing because Enrico James was a whole new branding thing for me. So, but this is all about you today, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. It's good to have you on here. So Matthews, where did the I know that your style is, in my mind, is hip hop, but I know it kind of dives into like a kind of like alternative and other early influences.
Yeah,
that you
for sure.
So if you could explain like your early influences on top of the kind of like the origin of where Matthews came from, because I know you started that not too long ago.
No, absolutely. So I've been making music my entire life,
Mm-hmm.
and we can start there. I remember very distinctly playing, drums to the pots and pans in my living room, like
Tight.
watching a Beach Boys movie when I was like a kid.
I like it.
I started playing guitar when I was about 13 years old.
Okay.
And got into punk rock and like metal bands with my homie Bill.
I figured that. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually wrote and recorded a full album when we were in high school.
Okay.
We ended up opening up for like Hawthorne Heights.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was
That's
like
a pretty big name.
That's
too.
my current claim to fame.
Are you from
If y'all remember
Philly?
Hawthorne Heights.
I'm
They're
sure
old,
Chris does. I'm
emo
sure
band,
he does.
emo band from the 2000s. Look them up. They got some. Yeah, there you go. They got some good tracks.
So are you from Philly?
I'm from just outside of Philly.
Okay.
I'm from the county, Bucks County.
Okay.
I grew up on County Line Road, so like right
Okay,
across the
yeah,
street.
very
technically.
familiar to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I graduated from the Chamonix High School.
Okay.
Graduated from Temple for college. So yeah, very familiar with Philadelphia. It's definitely the city that I represent, that I claim.
That's
and,
sick. I see that you kind of represent that in your music too, with like your visuals and stuff like that.
Yeah. So with my early visuals, it was much more of like a hip hop inspired era, I would say I was in. And I'm still a hip hop artist, so getting back to the original question, we'll get to my visuals.
Okay.
But so yeah, just playing in rock and punk rock and metal bands throughout high school and college. I got put onto hip hop, super late actually at the end of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So my first year of college, started smoking weed coincidentally.
Okay.
With hip hop, and it kind of just created like this awesome like realization. My mind was like, wow, like how did I not know this existed?
Right.
Just like getting into artists like Nas and M.
Okay.
And Kanye, yo. So like Dark Twisted Fantasy was 2008, 2009.
Okay.
Like to my tail end of college or of high school.
Did someone show you these artists? Or
Yeah,
okay.
it was my best friend John.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, my
cool.
best friend.
Okay, sweet.
So,
sweet.
Matthews, I had the idea, like I said, 3 years ago when we were working together, and the idea came, just first as an idea of how I wanted to do music. Because I had just gotten done with my band Red Carpet Hit List. It was, no hard feelings. My drummer had a kid, and we're just getting older, all had lives.
Yeah.
Right? But, I wanted to do music. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I didn't know if I was going to get into a band again or, just hit hip-hop. I loved freestyling with my friends, so that's kind of like what I came up in was just, old school, like freestyling in the car, like passing the blunt, right?
Definitely.
And, did that for my friends in college, and they, loved to watch me freestyle, whatever. And I remember we had a coworker that, like, passed me a pack of beats.
Okay.
And there was, like, this one Spongebob beat that, I went absolutely nutso on. My homie Justin told me, he was like, yo, do it again. Like, bro, that sounds dope. Do it again. I did it again. Did it again. And, the name Matthews kind of came to me pretty naturally, actually. So that's what I decided I wanted to, kind of the lane that I wanted to take my music in, and that's who I've been for the last 3 years, kind of diverging into this character, this artist, personality. So
okay. So what scene of like what genre of music would you kind of consider Matthews at this point?
So it's like Pop Smoke meets Bring Me the Horizon. It's I'm coining alternative drill.
Okay.
That's
okay.
kind of the vein.
Interesting.
That's kind of the vein that I'm in right now. So like you said, like I definitely get a lot of my biggest inspirations are like guys like Spencer Chamberlain from Under Oath.
Yeah.
Ali Sykes from Bring Me the Horizon.
Love Under Oath.
But then also in the hip hop vein, you know, like got Nas, Eminem, Kanye, Kendrick, like, you know, so that's kind of where I'm going in. The current direction, I'm kind of just gonna beat this sound into the ground. I think it's a very untapped market. I think it's a very untapped sonic, you know, representation of you know, what anyone's doing today. And I've had quite a few people tell me that too. So, you know, it's kind of all the encouragement that I really need to keep on going in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got very experimental real quickly. Like, I heard you, like, drop a couple tracks that were more hip-hop-ish, and then you started singing really quick. You just, you transitioned into singing really quickly, which is cool, because I feel like you're kind of getting more comfortable with yourself and recording. And I know you mentioned that you also, like, do a little bit of mixing and mastering kind of as well on your own time, too.
For sure. So, yeah, so as far as being experimental, like, as an artist, it's kind of funny, right? Like, it's always the songs that you're not sure about that people fuck with the most. Every single time, like, have I, like, put out a song or wrote a song where I'm like, man, I don't know about this one. Like, so there's two that come to mind. Like, I have a song called February 13th, which is really just a Valentine's Day, like a fuck you Valentine's Day ballad. And then I have the Happy Birthday song, which is like a deeply personal, you know, straight bars. Right. So, you know, they're two songs that are deeply personal. They're completely different, and they're both songs that I was totally not sure about when I put them out. And, like, people come back and they're like, yo, these are my favorite songs. So I think there's definitely something to be said for trusting yourself as an artist. And, yeah, like, you know, as far as, like, getting experimental and, like, singing more, yeah, it was just something that definitely came naturally to me. I was never really a singer when I was younger. I was always a guitar player. So getting to that level was definitely a lot of hard work. So, you know, it's dope to see that you recognize that. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Thanks.
Yeah. So, how can I go off from this? So this is all freestyle off the top for me.
You want to talk about mixing or mastering or anything like that?
We could talk about, how about some influence? I mean, you did mention Kendrick and all that, but I know you listen to, like, other genres, like you mentioned Under Oath. What did you have in your headphones in high school? What were you listening to then? Or in college? Like, what was driving you to, like, kind of brand yourself as an artist? Yeah,
sure. I have a very obsessive personality. So when I get into music, it's very cyclical. When I get into an artist, I kind of rip through their discography. It's not like I get into a song. I mean, look, if it's Roddy Ricch the Box, like, yeah, I'm gonna bump that shit.
Yeah.
But definitely. Like, you know, if you know, might not be the album that I go and dissect. But like when I get into an artist. Like I rip their discography apart because I'm so interested in not only like the songs or what they're saying, but like how they structure, what their creativity is coming from, like the marketing behind it. So yeah, it's what was in my headphones in high school was Under Oath every single day.
Okay, I figured something like that was.
It was Under Oath every single day mixed with like. Story of the Year and Seosin and who else? You know, Bring Me the Horizon thrown in there. But yeah, Under Oath was like, and it's interesting too, right? Because I think I had a friend that like we were really into Under Oath like together. That was like our favorite band. So like maybe that's where that came from. But you know what I really loved, man, was like the constant like the trade off of like the singing and the screaming of like Aaron and Spencer. So that's what I think really kept me coming back. But like I said, man, as soon as I graduated high school, it was all hip hop.
Okay.
It was all Kanye, it was all Eminem, it was all Nas. In fact, so like one of my most memorable experiences, like music experiences of like any moment ever was seeing Nas perform the Illmatic front to back in 2014.
Where was that at?
The Keswick Theater.
Oh, okay.
In Glenside.
Okay, I saw him at the Roots Picnic.
Yeah.
He headlined. And Ocean Twist, Yellow Wolf. There was a bunch of artists. Mac Miller.
Hell yeah.
Mac
That's
Miller.
amazing.
Yeah, rest in peace. That was a great. That's probably one of the best Roots Picnic I've been to.
But yeah, so I saw Nas perform 2 nights in a row, the Illmatic, like one of my favorite albums of all time.
Easy.
Front to back, 2 nights in a row. So it was the 20-year anniversary, and he was touring. So he had a documentary that came out.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a mini doc on each track, the producer on it, where they got the samples from, and then at the end he came out to New York State of Mind. So it's like absolutely insane. Started playing the album.
Keswick. So yeah,
Keswick and Glenside. Yeah, just outside.
Damn,
so.
that's
But
crazy.
yeah. So that was my favorite concert experience ever.
Really?
Yeah, easily. I mean, dude, it's Illmatic, right? Like,
yeah.
It's
That's
one of the
almost like
most
seeing Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most classic rap.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, it's the most classic rap albums. Like,
Yeah,
it
easy.
still sounds new.
Easy
It's
arguable.
ahead of your time.
Mhm.
Yeah, ahead of its time, rather.
That's funny you mention that because growing up, Nas was my favorite rapper. I had like a 6XT with Nas's face on it, and like a i860 Nextel cell phone on my hip, thinking
Hell
I was
yeah.
this shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's funny you mention that. Nas was one of those people that kind of inspired me to push the pen a little bit more. So
For
yeah,
sure.
it's cool to see that.
Rewind.
Yeah. Oh.
Come on, man.
Rewind.
Come on, dude.
We're gonna listen to that afterwards.
Yeah.
Have to. We're gonna do that.
Have to.
That's a great idea. Damn.
Stillmatic, dude.
Everything he did early was just so classy.
Yeah.
So classy.
Yeah.
Me and my brother were talking about Jay-Z earlier too, and I was just like, I kind of put Nas a little above it. I mean, that's just me.
You
though.
want to have this conversation right now?
No, we're not gonna have this conversation. We're not gonna have this conversation.
Look, man. Like, look. This is what I'll say, right? If it comes to bars and if it comes to like the music and the actual tracks and the songs, like, I really like. You stack them up, you compare them. I think Nas takes it, but it's like, who really won that battle? Like, who ended up with Beyonce? Like, who?
Rock
Man,
Nation.
I just know this is gonna get clipped in like 5 years, and I know like no, I'm playing, dude. I'm playing.
No,
but like, you know, dude, you can't hate on the like the legacy and just like the, you know, what Jay-Z has built. And
Absolutely.
like, I fuck with Nas obviously as a rapper. He's one of my favorite. He's my favorite
Yeah.
rapper. But like,
Yeah.
you can't say the same.
Right.
But yeah, both amazing artists. I don't think there's any need to this or that, you know.
Right. So I know you got some upcoming music, and is it gonna be like an EP that's coming out shortly?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you mind speaking on that?
Absolutely. So I have the EP that's dropping hopefully this winter. I always speak out of turn on when I'm dropping music, but I say hopefully this winter. I say
Okay.
winter 2022.
Okay.
It's called The Matthews Project.
Okay.
It is 5 songs. It's 20 minutes long. And it's basically, in my opinion, the most cohesive group of songs that I've written in the last 3 years.
Okay.
So I feel very confident in this group of 5 songs. I feel very confident in, you know, the raps. I feel confident in the melodies, the beat selection, my overall concept. And yeah, so like this is my first EP. It's my first
Okay.
like compilation project at
Okay.
all. And
Independently, correct?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Completely independently.
Yeah, that's cool.
Underdog Productions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when I was saying independent, you know, I'm getting it recorded and mixed and mastered by other people.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot of tracking myself, but when it's coming to this, I really just want to like pass it off to someone else, let them handle it.
Is there a reason why? I'm just curious.
It really because I
Get a
know
different
myself, and it's a different year, and I know myself is like I will mix the shit out of that until it doesn't make sense anymore.
You'll sit on that one track forever, and then it's just.
Yeah, and I'll mix it past a finished place, and for this project, and I will probably be completely self-mixed after this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably be completely self-mixed and mastered after this, working on production right now.
Okay.
But yeah, right now I'm really relying on my 2 mentors that really taught me like the art of mixing and mastering to, you know, just take my creation to the next level.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, Yeah, it's a 5-track EP. It's coming out hopefully in December. Hoping to drop the single in about a month or so.
Okay.
Or about a month and maybe 10 days.
Is there gonna be some visuals kind of maybe coming with that soon?
We'll see what's good with the visuals.
Right.
I mean, my ideas always extend past my means. So it can be super hard to like. I have a lot of people, a lot of creatives that are very willing to help me. You know, especially when it like comes to video and when it comes to, you know, my creative endeavors. But it's almost to a point where it's like the idea that I have for what I want to do is so grand in my mind that it almost doesn't make sense any other way.
Right.
So I want to be very careful with how I approach it. I just don't want to like shoot guns blazing and just make a video and make a visual without there being a need for it.
Okay. If it makes sense, then do it kind of
Yeah,
thing?
if it makes sense, dude. If it makes sense, if a particular song's popping off and like, you know, if through my marketing endeavors, like, yeah, like we'll do some visuals. Like I said, my ideas for visuals extend past what is actually possible. And a lot of things that have just never been done before. So we'll wait on that because I don't want to give away too much.
It sounds like you always have the, you know, the bolts, you know, the clock ticking in there to where you see things in like a grand scheme of like, this is how I want it done. And I'm fighting for that.
It's a gift and a curse because, like I said, it's my goals and my dreams and my vision for it completely extending past what is actually possible in the moment, but.
I feel that.
But like the blind, not blind confidence, even just like a finely cultivated confidence and one that was won through war and battling myself, and one that was won in the studio and in the DAW and digital audio workstation and putting time in. Exactly. So it's thanks, bro. Thanks.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Seriously, bro.
Thanks.
Like seriously, like, and that's the thing. Like, not a lot of people see it, but they hear it.
Yeah. Thanks.
You know how you've been sending me tracks over?
Yeah.
I hear it.
Yeah, bro.
I hear it.
Yeah.
But I also see it.
No, Rex's been one of the people I've been sending a lot of my music to over the last couple of years, of just like bouncing ideas off of people that have a good ear for music and that I know are not just gonna hate for the sake of it. And he's been a huge encouragement to me. Like, let me just say that. And yeah, dude. Like, thanks for the part that like you played in my
journey. Dude, this was
so
all
far.
just a thought to him at one point, and like, to see where he's at now, like, that's crazy. Being self-distributed and putting stuff up yourself.
Yeah. And we're just getting started, you know? Like, I got, 600 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
But, you know, the working on like what we were talking about before, like working on consistency and just, like, being persistent. And, like I said, let me talk about confidence for a second. Like, that, like I said, mine is one that is well cultivated. Like, it's been grown over time.
Yeah.
And
it's homegrown too.
Exactly,
you know?
and it's to a point where it's like, all right, like now I'm ready. Like,
yeah, for sure.
These past 3 years went by, long time. Like, you know, there's a
COVID
lot of
in between all that.
COVID in between, riots in between.
But I feel like you had this all planned before COVID though.
Yeah.
Because you and I were working together.
Yeah.
We were already in the midst of kind of...
Yeah, well, COVID hit when I was in the middle of COVID actually put a really big damper on the project, like, because the studio that I was recording at, and this is before I mixed myself, like, the studio that I was recording at, Milk Boy, completely shut down for a couple months. Like, I couldn't get time, then they doubled the prices.
Okay.
So it was hard, yo.
Yeah,
it was hard. It was hard to get it off the ground.
Some places probably closed up for that matter. Who knows?
No, for sure,
you know?
for sure.
We're happy
but nah,
to
dude, it's good to be at a place where I'm confident enough in the project itself to like have a piece of music that I'm ready to introduce to people.
You feel like you can go full-fledged with this one?
Oh, dude, this is the one I'm pushing.
You're super confident.
This is the one I'm pushing. Like, I have to because...
I feel that.
I mean, look, dude.
You're geared up.
Yeah.
You got the gear, you got the hat, you got the merch.
Baby. Matthews.
Like, you're ready, bro. You're ready, bro.
Yes, brother.
Like, it's... I feel like for you, at this point, you've garnered enough material for you. It's just it's ready for you to press the button.
Yeah, no, I think so. And you know, there's definitely a matter of you know, just chopping up content and you know, capturing that moment, that, you know, introducing Matthews to the world in that capacity. And honestly, you know, that's the crazy part, man. Like, that was the hardest thing to get over. Was not making a piece of music and not putting like a piece of my soul out there for people to like listen to and critique. It was recording myself on camera and posting myself on the internet and asking people to listen to my music. Like that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
So like, but once I got over that, and now that I'm over it, like I really think it's gonna go up from here.
Yeah.
Like I don't see it any other way. So.
Definitely. I feel like at that point too, because like you gotta look at like when you're posting stuff online and stuff like that, you kind of have to craft it as a product. But as an artist that's so like passionate, you just post it, and it catches attention.
Exactly.
And that's how like
exactly
it should be.
It should be quality. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's
perfectly said.
That's kind of my approach on it. It doesn't have to be. It should be quality. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Well said.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hit you random. Favorite wrestler growing up. Did you watch wrestling?
Like pro wrestler?
WWF, WWE.
John Cena.
Oh really?
Can't
no,
see
no
it.
one, not the OGs, not Undertaker.
If it's an OG dude, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm fucking with
But
it.
when I was like watching, it was like middle school, and that was all John Cena.
My brother
Chain
was on that
gang,
same wave.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you one more. I don't know if you I don't know if you
Five knuckle shuffle. This shit was hard.
See, I fell out of it right before John Cena
came up.
Yeah, I was into the more of like the old back in the day scene with like the Nation of Domination and the Hart Brothers and Shawn Michaels and DX and stuff like that.
Dude, I remember watching. Dude, I remember when Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio had a wrestling match for like Eddie Guerrero's son.
Yeah, I
Or
think I
Rey
remember
Mysterio's
that.
son. It was Rey Mysterio's son
Yeah,
was
I
like
remember that.
up for grabs, and they had a wrestling
Title
match for
wasn't
him.
enough.
Yo,
Title
I
wasn't
was
enough.
like 9 years old, fully invested in this shit, like fully believing every
gonna get the
minute
son?
of it.
Who's gonna
yeah,
get the
who
son?
gets the kid? Who gets the kid? That's so wild. I can't believe they did that.
You got to think of it though, man. The longevity of WWE or F or whatever you want to call it, WWE, is insanely crazy. And to like have stupid storylines like that,
No, it's awesome.
I get it.
No, it's cool.
I get it. You know, I don't know if you played this or dove into this as a kid, but I'm gonna hit you with another random. Favorite Pokemon?
Oh man, that's a Jolteon done.
Ooh,
Jolteon.
For real?
Jolteon Arcanine.
Okay.
Yeah, Jolteon or
okay.
Arcanine, straight
That's
up.
sick.
Straight up.
I
Full
fuck with
stop.
Gengar. Gengar is fire.
Dude, there's so many good ones. There's so many good ones.
Yeah, there is. There really is.
Yeah.
A lot of my homies and I talk about this. Me and Chris and Nico talk about this. I haven't, had cereal in a while. What would your favorite cereal be? I mean,
Dude, you know what's crazy?
it's a good question.
Man. Cereal, bro. I don't eat cereal anymore.
Yeah, I haven't ate cereal in a while, bro.
Dude, this shit's so bad for you.
It's big. I know.
Like, look what's inside of it, man.
Even the
It's like
cereal bars
like
are bad for you.
microplastics and shit. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, bro, but it's not even conspiracy, bro. Like, look what's inside of it. It's just straight up poison to the youth.
All you gotta do is turn
And,
inside
like,
of the
literally-
box of Cinnamon Toast
yeah.
Crunch. It says like Metro, Hydro, Sidro.
Whatever the
What
hell, dude. I don't know
fuck?
what's in there, man. Like, nah, to be completely real with you, bro, but when I was a kid and when I was eating
Yeah.
a lot of cereal, it was between Cinnamon Toast Crunch and
My guy.
my
guy.
Fruity Pebbles.
Everyone, yo,
And there's this one candy bar at the store.
talk about it.
It's like this Fruity Pebbles candy bar.
Is it got like that underlayer of like?
It's like white
I-
chocolate.
yeah,
it's so
I
good.
know what you're talking
It's
about.
insane.
Haven't had that yet. I'm gonna check that out though.
Here I'm like talking shit on cereal, talking about getting us Fruity Pebble bar at the fucking store.
I mean, shit, Dunkaroos came back. They made a comeback. I mean,
Fire.
anyone can do it.
But what's it called? The one thing. Yo.
Question for you.
Yeah, sure.
What is
yeah.
one thing that nobody knows about Matthews?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, like do you ice skate? Do you?
Yo, my mind went to some super dark shit. I'm
Did
not
you?
gonna
Do
lie.
you? Do you? Well, I do.
I'm
this,
like,
but I
damn,
would
like
never
what
talk
are
about
my
it.
deepest, darkest secrets, man? Like shit.
It doesn't even gotta be that. How about like a hobby? Like you play tennis on fucking every Wednesday.
Can't talk about that hobby.
Okay, that's fine. Fair enough.
What is one thing that nobody knows about Matthews?
Yeah. I would love to know that. I feel like they would love to know that.
I feel like not a lot of... All right, so, man, can I cheat a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so not a lot of people know where my name comes from.
Yeah, that was my next question before I wrapped it up, too. Can we really dive into Matthews?
Yes.
It's one word, an artist with
yeah, bro.
a name being one word.
Yeah.
I know it's not easy.
Where do you think it comes from?
Look at Russ. There's plenty. Like it's not easy.
You think it's my middle name? Like, you think it's my...
You talked to me about where it came from.
So you already know?
I do know.
Yeah.
Can you talk
So
about...
this is years ago.
I think this is cool, too.
This is years ago
Shout out to
that
Philly.
I told Rick about this.
Rest in peace, P&B Rock.
So, the name Matthews is actually an ode to one of my favorite television characters of all time, is Corey Matthews from Boy Meets World.
Mm-hmm.
And not a lot of people know, especially like in this era of like television and just like watching, like knowing things, that like that show is set, like the setting, it wasn't like filmed in Philadelphia, but the setting is in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you go back and watch it, like they're all wearing like Eagles and like Phillies stuff, and like they're talking about Philadelphia, and like it's so, and the school that they go to is like Pembroke Academy. It's supposed to be like,
is that a Philly school?
No, it's supposed to be like a mix of like St. Joe's and Penn.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be like a mix, right?
Okay.
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
they talk about things like going to the Jersey Shore and like playing mini golf down there. So when I was like thinking of what I wanted to do for music and what I wanted to kind of like talk about, I wanted to talk about me. I wanted to talk about myself, Matthews, but I wanted to do it in a sense that like kind of gave me open field to talk about whatever I want. And when I thought about that, I thought of the story of Boy Meets World, which is just a boy meeting the world. Like, it's talking about girls and drugs and sex and good friends and bad friends and teachers and different situations and getting married and your friends getting married and just, like, growing up in the world, right? So when I, like, was constructing this thing, I just wanted to, like, talk about Boy Meets World and, you know, myself and, like, my own experiences and, like, you know, kind of give myself a lane to talk about whatever I want.
Okay.
But the way that the direction I'm kind of taking it is, I would say, in like a little bit more of a darker direction. So it's like, you know, what if Corey never...
There have been dark times on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing that when I talk about it, when I was in the car thinking about it, was like, yo, like, what if Corey never met Topanga? And, like, you know, what would that life look like? Exactly, what would the storyline look like? So, like, I started thinking in those dimensions of, like, all right, well, like, what if it wasn't... And I'm not saying, like, oh, like, dude, don't get me wrong, like, my life's been great, man. Like, I have two parents that love me, like, you know, grew up in a, you know, nice house in the suburbs, like... But don't get me wrong, like, you know, definitely have like, my own fair share of struggles and, like, things that I've been through and, like, you know, different things. But I wanted to be able to talk about and, like, tell different people's stories from that darker dimension of that story of, like, Boy Meets World. What if there was no Sean? What if there was no Topanga? What if he had abusive parents? Like, you know, and just kind of get into those stories and tell, you know, my own stories, but also, like, stories from other people and other situations in that sense. But, yeah, I haven't, like, gotten too much into, like, the storytelling realm of music. It's really just been me and my more, like, personal experience and stuff. But, yeah, that's where the name comes from. Matthews, Corey Matthews, Boy Meets World. Still holds up, in my opinion.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure.
I just feel like you're so damn Philly, man.
Thanks,
like,
bro.
I love that, bro.
Thanks.
I love that.
I'm from the county.
Yeah.
Let me just say it now,
But
so you don't get mad in the comments. Calm down, everyone. No, I'm playing.
Out of state, like we're not gonna say like, yo, we're from
Bucks County.
Yeah,
right.
I'm from Fallcroft. I'm from Philly, but I grew up in Fallcroft.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
I'm gonna tell them like I'm from Philly, you know. So I love that about you, man.
Thanks, dude.
I see Iverson influences all over you.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Allen Iverson's my favorite basketball player of all time.
Same here, and Kobe.
Why?
Why?
Well, why Allen Iverson?
Because no player has ever went through the adversity. This dude played with 3-4 injuries at the same time. Never reached his full potential. You know,
underdog, straight up underdog.
Yeah. He was pound for pound the best.
This is something we can talk about. All right, so Allen Iverson, in my opinion, was like one of the first players that really started changing the game of basketball.
Facts.
Like it went.
Yeah.
He was with the start of it going from a big man's game, like get the post up,
Go into the hole. That's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
He was one of the first players that really changed it from a big man's game to a small man's game.
Facts.
And
Facts.
yes,
100%.
like the importance of the guard, I really feel. So like, put that aside. Yo, culture. Culture. He was the one that started wearing big T-shirts. He's the one that started showing all of his tattoos. Started rocking jewelry and shit. You know what I mean?
And you're influenced by hip hop, so when you see that, you're just like, oh shit, I'm familiar with that.
Okay, here's something no one knows about Matthews, bro.
I used to rap. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he didn't put out the album due to like pushback from like Sixers fans and shit.
Really?
Yeah. He canceled it.
Wow.
Because they were like,
That's
no,
crazy.
like Allen Iverson can't
Be
talk
a
about
player,
like
not a
drugs and
rapper.
whatever he was
That makes
talking about.
sense. Because I mean, him at his full potential as a player, unstoppable.
I had cornrows when I was in 4th grade.
I had cornrows at 17,
Hell yeah,
18.
dude. Hell yeah.
I was just like Sean Paul.
Hell
Shot
yeah,
the ball,
dude.
the rip book up.
No, dude, Allen Iverson, man, he was like my main inspiration. But again,
That's
like,
sick.
but no, like but I was a basketball player too. I was always a small guy, but like just Allen Iverson was like one of those guys, like never giving up, just like showing heart, yo, and like classic moments like the step over, bro, going to LA and beating Kobe. Game one.
Yeah,
like
I was living in West
and like
Philly
come
with my
on,
dad.
I mean I was like 10, I was like 8 years old when that game happened.
I was
but,
like 11.
Yeah, bro, but like. And like we knew that the Sixers weren't gonna win that series, but like
But that was still a
it didn't
moment
matter.
for us.
It didn't fucking matter.
It didn't
bro.
matter.
All right, so and
We
that
weren't supposed to be there.
dude, like, and those are the kind of moments that like.
I think that like define Matthews. Those moments define Matthews too.
So it's crazy you say that, bro, because like I put out a video, like a promo video. Check out my YouTube. Who is Matthews on YouTube?
Okay, definitely.
But it's literally just saying that, bro. Is like, who is Matthews for? Like, who is my audience? Like, who would rock with Matthews? And it's like any underdog, yo.
Yeah, people that fuck with AI like I do.
Yeah, dude. It's like anyone that I think I say like I'm I think I have a lyric that says I represent all the. I'm the cap. Like I forget what I say.
You say something about the answer, though.
Like the captain of the average, the lost, and the freaks.
Okay.
But it's just to say like, you know, underdog music, bro. Like I say that in my music. Like it's Matthews is all about being an underdog, not giving up, relating to like the underdogs, relating to the misunderstoods, the misfits, like the losers. Like the weak in spirit, like people that are like literally fighting every day to get by, and like that is who can tap into my music. Like that's who like people like that's who I'm here for. Like that's my message is for. That's who my music is for. Like I don't flex, bro. I don't got jewelry. I don't got fake chains on or anything, bro. Like I don't wear designer.
You're not for that though,
bro. I'm not trying
to. Bigger message in there.
I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not. And the thing that I've been my whole life is an underdog. So like,
Talk about it.
It's about the music, bro. Like, and it's, you know, whatever 12-year-old on TikTok's gonna tell me that my music is shit. Like, I'm just gonna keep on rocking,
going,
bro.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
What would you want to give the viewers before we leave? Like, what's something that like you know you an impression you want to leave on them? Like, because I know you got something coming the way with the EP.
Yeah.
I know you've been working. I know you've been posting. I know you've been mixing and mastering. I know you've been working on your own music.
Yeah.
So you've been super busy. We got you here tonight.
What do I want to leave them with?
Yeah, what do you want to leave them with? Why should they listen to Matthews?
I want to leave them with that.
Okay.
I'll let them.
That's
listen,
more Nardwuar-ish.
I'll let them listen to the music and let them make a decision.
Okay.
But what I want to leave people with is, yo, it is so okay. It is so okay to do the things that you want to do.
And be yourself.
And be yourself, yo.
Yeah.
Like it is cool, and this is what I say to my nieces and nephews, bro. Like it is cool. It is cool to be yourself. Like, yo, we're older dudes talking about Pokemon on here, bro. And you know what's funny? You know, look. I observe myself almost too much. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those things that I still think is like funny about myself, and it's funny about like kids that were born in the 90s or late 80s even, is like I feel like we really still enjoy the things that we enjoyed when we were kids.
Because we know how it was as a kid, how different it is. You remind me so much of one of like my favorite like inspirations too.
Yeah?
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf, you do.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, man. Don't tell me that.
Yeah, when
don't hype me up like that.
Yeah, when he's super smart. Like,
don't hype me up like that.
He's super tapped in. I fucked with him.
But
like, I fuck with him.
Let me just end on that, bro. Like, I do not... Like, dude, I fuck with Pokemon. I love anime. I love my Naruto. I love my Yu-Gi-Oh. Like,
'cause you're you.
I love basketball, yo. I love guns. I love clip that. Yeah, dude. I love cannabis, yo. Like I love so many things, and I think it's just cool to enjoy culture. I think it's cool to enjoy the things that you enjoy. So just always be yourself. As cliche as it sounds.
Right.
Like, yo, if you're a kid, if you're young right now, 12, 13, 14 years old, yo, enjoy the things you enjoy. Just do the things that you want to do in your life.
Life's short, man.
Blind confidence, yo. Look, this is how I'll put it. This is how I'll put it, man.
Talk that shit.
Give
him the gem before we leave.
This is how I'll put it. I'm doing the things at the end of my 20s that I was talked out of doing at the end of my teens. I'm doing the things at the end of my 20s that I was talked out of doing at the end of my teens. And that's the crazy thing, right? Because you always come back to it. Like, you always come back to the thing that you want to do, right? And, like, yeah, man.
Even with me, I want to play hockey still.
Play hockey.
I love hockey, bro.
Play hockey, bro.
Like, I love hockey like
bro,
music.
I want to dunk a basketball. I think I can still do that, bro.
Dunk.
Like, I still think I could train to do that.
If you have to lower the court, dunk. Fuck it. Just
Well,
feel like Vince
court,
Carter put
full rim.
Vince Carter with the whole arm in there. Yeah, you gotta go Vince Carter.
Yeah, dude. I guess I'll end with check out the Matthews Project at the I'm dropping hopefully in the winter. I don't have an exact date yet, but if you follow me on socials, follow me on YouTube, I'm sure you'll hear about it. And let's get to this performance, yo.
Yo, check this guy out, guys. For real. Team R.I.C.O. Let's get it.
Matthews,
let's go.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's get it. That is the bathroom. Yeah, that was good.
It's a wrap,
I had fun.